All right, so good morning, everybody. The demo that I have planned is to basically show you how I could take a spreadsheet of Airbnb listings and convert it into an application in less than 5 minutes. First off, though, I do want to show you that you have access to Apex when you create an autonomous database instance. And basically, you just go into your database instance, click on the database, and go to Tools, and there it is. Click on Open Apex, and off you go. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead and go into one that's a workspace that I've already created in Apex. So let me just make sure I'm still connected to the network here. Yes, good. So what I have to do is just sign into my workspace in Apex. And up, okay. This always happens when you're trying to rush. Let's see if I can get in. There you go. All right, so the spreadsheet that I'm going to be converted into an application looks like this. So we've got lots of columns, lots of data, about 7,800 records. And I'm in Apex now. What I'm going to do is use the app builder, which is essentially a wizard that walks you through the app creation flow. I'm not going to write any lines of code. That's something that Mike Hitchwa is going to do for you later, maybe tomorrow. All right, so I just say I'm going to create a new application from a file. I'm going to choose this CSV file, which is the spreadsheet that I just showed you. And it will automatically look at the columns and determine the data type, guess at the data type of each column, and assume that you want to use the column headings as from the spreadsheet as your table column headings. So all I have to do here is just give it a name, the table name. Automatically, it will create an error log table so that in case when I'm loading the data, some of the records can't be uploaded, it'll actually record that data. Okay, so then I just click load data. So there are about 7,800 rows, should process really, really quickly. Okay, now just click create application. And then what it's going to be doing is to essentially ask me, do I want to automatically create some pages in the application? So it'll create a home page, a dashboard that shows a variety of charts that it detects would be useful for you to view the data with. It'll create something called faceted search. Most of you have shopped on Amazon.com, probably, and you've probably used faceted search to filter and drill down to products that you want to use. So one of the big features in Apex 19.2 is this capability to be able to look at your data and basically automatically detect which columns are suitable to be tagged and created as a faceted search or a facet in this search. And then it'll create some other pages for us. So let me just go ahead and say, okay, create the application for me. And within a few seconds, maybe a minute, it'll say, okay, I'm done. So it's created some pages for me here. It even creates essentially a login page. So as a user, I won't see all this stuff, but I'm going to test this application. So I'm going to click on Run Application, put in my username, which again, it automatically uses my sign-on, and see what it looks like. Okay, so let's go into the faceted search first, because that's, I think, the most interesting one to look at as a new feature. So let me just make it a little easier to see. So what happened under the covers is that Apex used the SQL grouping set function to essentially calculate the number of records for each facet value, and it determined that there's a column called neighborhood that is a good candidate as a facet, room type, price, minimum nights, and number of reviews. All right, so again, I did not tell it to pick those columns. It automatically looked at the data and determined that those were the right ones. And then what I want to do is just go ahead and start filtering. So let's say that I'm interested in South of Market neighborhood. So by clicking on that, it filtered the record down to just 667. That's still quite a lot. So let's say that I'm looking for shared rooms. Okay, and again, I want to filter further. I'm going to spend, let's say, less than $250. Right? So by allowing you to create this kind of faceted search application so quickly, I think your users are going to be able to make much better use of the data. And then just one more thing I want to show you is the dashboard. So again, I didn't tell it to create these charts. It automatically determined that there's some columns that could be represented as certain types of charts, and it chose the ones that it thought was most appropriate. Okay, so and by clicking on the charts, I can drill down and interact with the data further. All right, so that's it.
Okay.